Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and in this video I'm going to show you how to put together the Birds of Prey applique pattern. So just by changing the colors and the fabrics that you use, you can make all different kinds of eagles, hawks, falcons, kites, pretty much any of the raptors. Here's how to do it. Okay, this is the video showing how to assemble the Bird of Prey applique pattern if you are not using a light box. So I'm going to make a bald eagle for this example, but you can also use this pattern to make hawks, kites, falcons, any other birds of prey or raptors, just changing the colors of the fabrics that you use. So I've got my block, my background block, and I've got it quilted already to the batting. This is the method of quilt as you go that I use, and there's way more information about that at Shiny Happy World. And I've got all of my pieces prepared and ready to go. So that means I printed them onto the paper side of paper-backed fusible adhesive. I use Heat and Bond Light for all of my quilts. I do a rough cut around them. I fuse them to the back side of the fabric, and then I do a nice clean cut on all of the solid lines. The dotted lines are there to give you placement guides. Since you're not using a light box, some placement guides are going to be helpful for you in positioning all of the pieces. So I transfer all of those dotted lines over to the fabric side of each piece. And I find it easiest just to hold that up to a window, and you can see those lines will shine right through, it will show right through the fabric, even if it's quite dark fabric, and I just trace right over them. So usually I use a chalk for that marking, and you can see that I've done that on some of these darker pieces. But on the white head of the bald eagle, obviously a white chalk line isn't going to show, and I don't like to use colored chalks. I find they don't erase, and they will, they have like waxes in them that will actually melt into the fabric permanently, which I don't want. So I just use a pencil and just use a light line on that. And for the eyes and the like little nostril-y kind of thing on the beak, it's not really a nostril, but the little hole in the beak, I use just a fine point Sharpie. I'm gonna put a solid black applique on those pieces, so I don't have to worry about a darker line showing through. So I've got everything ready to go. Let's get these out of the way. And I'm gonna start with piece number 1. I always like to start with the piece that goes off the edge of the block. So I design most of my patterns what I call snapshot style. So I want it to look like I have snapped a photo of a bald eagle and I zoomed way in to focus on the head. So he has a body, it's just cropped out of the photo. And to get that look, I'm going to line these straight cut edges at the kind of edge marks of the body. I'm going to line those up with the raw edge at the bottom of my block here, so that when I sew all my blocks together, that will be caught in the seam allowance, and it'll look like it is just naturally cropped out of the photo. So that is piece number 1, the body. And then number 2 is going to be his head. Just figuring out where's a good place to grab a hold of it to peel the backing off. And then we're just going to lay this over so that this line that I transferred gets covered. So as soon as that line is covered all the way around, I know that I have a good amount of overlap, and I will be able to, for example, put this quilt in the washing machine, which I think is very important for all the quilts that I make. I want them to be able to be used and washed. All right, you know what? I need to move this whole shebang a little bit over to the left here because I've got a beak coming in soon and it's gonna stick out here. All right, so all those chalk lines are still, nope, that one's not covered. Let me pull this down just a smidge. All right, now all those chalk lines are covered. There we go. Next up, I'm going to put the shoulder in place. So the top of the head, this bottom part of the head, this weird little curve here, is where it tucks behind the shoulder. So this doesn't really overlap the body very much at all. But you don't need to worry about that because this is going to cover them both. Okay, hang on, I keep moving this. But now I've shifted that off the bottom. There we go. Now that's back to lined up. Okay, too much moving around. There we go. Now this is all lined up good enough, well enough at the bottom. I'll do some trimming at the end. And now we can put the shoulder in place. So for a bald eagle, you want two pretty dark browns for the body and the shoulders, and then white or almost white for the head. All right, now let's get some beak pieces in. So his beak is in two parts. And I used two different shades of the same color. So both of these are lion blenders from my Animal Kingdom color collection. So they're two different patterns, but the same colors. And so I know they're going to coordinate really well together and just give it that kind of scrappy look that I like, but also just help distinguish a nice clear line between the pieces. So again, I'm just making sure that I cover up that chalk line there and also this pencil line on the head. And when I've got those covered, I know I have it in the right place. And I bumped the shoulder out of place while I was working. There we go. All right, now we have just the little pit. I need to look that up and see what that's called, the little pit in their top beak. But we have two ovals. We have a small one for that, and then we have a large oval for the eye. And you could leave that little detail off the beak. I added it because it's really not that hard to stitch around that size of an oval, and I liked the added little detail it gave, but you definitely could skip that if you wanted to. All right, there we go. Everything is where I like it. All of my placement lines are covered, so I know I'm good there. I'm just going to fuse everything in place now. Just follow the directions on whatever brand of fusible adhesive you are using. Some want steam, some want dry, different amounts of time, different heat settings. So just follow those directions. Let it cool, and then I'll do all of the outline stitching on it, and then I'll bring it back here and I'll show you this finished bald eagle and also two other blocks that I made. Another bald eagle on a different colored background and also a red-shouldered hawk. All right, here is one finished bald eagle. So this one is on a background that is seafoam green. This is for a collection that I'm putting together of all national parks, animals that live in national parks of the northeastern United States. But I've got a couple of others that I made. So here is another bald eagle. This one is on just a different color background. It's for an Arctic bundle that I'm putting together. But you can make more than just bald eagles with this. You can make all different kinds of hawks, falcons, kites, pretty much any raptor. So I also made a red-shouldered hawk. And here is that. All of the pieces are exactly the same as the way I put it together for the bald eagle, just changed the colors for it. This is for a second Woodland Critters bundle that I am putting together. So that is how you put together the Birds of Prey applique pattern. You can get that pattern at shinyhappyworld.com. I'm Wendy, and I will see you next time.